Today, we are diving into the world of chatbots for real estate professionals. If you are tired of missed leads and endless phone calls, then this video is for you. We'll explore how chatbots can revolutionize your lead generation and client interaction strategies, freeing up your valuable time to focus on closing deals. Welcome to day 43 of the course. In the last session, we explored the power of AI-driven content creation. Today, we'll delve into the realm of chatbots. These are intelligent tools that can revolutionize your lead generation and client interaction strategies. By the end of this session, you'll understand the different types of chatbots, how to build your own, and the various ways to leverage them within your real estate business. Remember, if after this session you decide you'd prefer to have a helping hand with your chatbot implementation, we can help you with that. So autore.ai is on hand to assist you. So with that being said, let's get started. So AI-powered content creation is what we did yesterday. We explored the content creation tools. We explained how these tools can generate targeted content for various platforms and various audiences. And we also showed how these tools can make your communication very consistent and repeatable in many ways. But today's focus is a chatbot mastery. By the end of today, we'd hope that not only would your knowledge of chatbots have been increased, your ability to create your own chatbot would have been exchanged with you, so you know exactly what to do. So what are chatbots? Chatbots are AI-powered virtual assistants. So see your chatbot as an assistant, there to save you time, there to act as a gate, so to speak, between yourself and the multitude of clients. And what you want is a tool that can answer questions to begin with, qualify your leads, schedule appointments, and also maintain communication between yourself and ensure that the interaction between yourself and your clients is appropriate and delivers the information you want to the client. So there are many benefits to having chatbots. The main ones are you essentially have your assistant working 24/7 and you don't have to pay any extra. So whether day or night, there's something there to communicate with your client. Secondly, it's lead qualification. So you ask the guest to your website or your social platform particular questions, and based on the answers, it's able to categorize the visitor to your website or your app. Appointment scheduling. So with the right integration, you can determine if a client should be booked onto a viewing, or based on the answers that interaction provides, you can schedule appointments and block out your calendar, the calendar of your colleagues, and provide the client with a link to also block out their calendars, that ensures that everybody receives the information at the right time and at the same time, and it ensures that the communication is predictable, knowledgeable, and if there is any need for further questions, the chatbot can also kick in and make sure that those questions are answered. Then the final one is it increases your lead conversion rates. So if you've categorized correctly and you've designed a chatbot correctly, then you'd be providing the information that your client wants, and you'd be communicating with the right client based on the criteria that you have defined. So chatbots are essentially conversational AI tools. So you provide an input, the chatbot provides a response, and that communication happens. And oftentimes that interaction is sufficient for the client to be satisfied. The role of the chatbot in real estate really is there to provide information. It's to reduce the number of hours people are spending on the phone just answering the same questions over and over. Can qualify leads, schedule appointments, and can also integrate with other third-party applications. So there are three main types of chatbots: the rule-based chatbots, AI-powered chatbots, and hybrid chatbots. So the rule-based chatbots is the first one we'll look at. These ones chatbots that are created based on specific rules that have been predefined. So there's no flexibility in the responses. There's a particular kind of question that's expected and a particular kind of response that will be provided. So it's a lot more controlled. The AI-powered chatbots utilize natural language understanding and natural language learning and natural language processing. So it would determine what response to send to you based on what your questioning is. So these, if you've ever had chatbots that provide completely irrelevant responses to your questions, is often because the natural language processing is either non-existent or hasn't been deployed correctly. The hybrid option is probably what you want for your business. So you'd have some rules and also have some flexibility for the chatbots to make decisions based on the questions that have been asked. So how do chatbots work? Firstly, when you approach a website, often you'd see a small banner or a small icon at the bottom right hand side. You click on it, something pops up. That's your chatbot being woken up. So when that pop-up appears, that's where your interaction takes place. So oftentimes the chatbot would introduce itself, then it's for you to then provide some input. So you could say, okay, hello, I'm John. And then it would ask you, how can I be of help today? At which point you then put in your first sort of meaningful input. And at that point, it's then for the chatbot, depending on the type of chatbot it is, to process that information. So its job then is to analyze what you've put in and try to work out what your intent is and what the meaning of what you've asked is. And then based on that, it provides you a response. So if your initial communication after the introductions is, can you show me the properties that are available for sale in London? Then the chatbot can take that information, work out that you want to see properties for sale in London, and then check the database and present you with the responses. So that database in this case is the knowledge base. You can have different types of knowledge bases as well. Your website can be a knowledge base, so the frequently asked questions. You can have PDF documents, or you can have your listings database. So how would you build your chatbot? Now there's a few popular tools that you can use to build your chatbot. ManyChat is a popular one, BotPress, VoiceFlow, Chatfuel, and BotMaker. These are easy to use. They offer free plans. And then you can also think ahead in terms of what you want to deploy. Do you want the chatbot just to answer questions and provide responses based on your knowledge base? Or would you also consider integrating that chatbot to your CRM so that, for instance, if you've added a client to your funnel and then they reach a point where you want to schedule an appointment and take a bit more information, that additional information you're taking, you want to store them somewhere, and that storage system might be your CRM. So you can integrate with your CRM API or with your calendar for booking the appointment and booking the viewing. And then you can also provide pricing information and any further details the client might want, and that information will come from your internal database. So in terms of setting up your chatbot, so think about the conversational flows. So prior to doing anything, just make sure you understand the journey you want your ideal client to follow, and then have sections within that design that catches any client that doesn't fit neatly into your best laid plans. So that's how you'd design the conversation and the interaction, and make sure there are responses and different branching paths for every single point within your solution. Then if you're going to have a knowledge base, feed the chatbot as well. Make sure you populate the chatbot with all of that information, with all the different sources. Ideally, you want to bring in something that's more unique to yourself and unique to your area of work. So if there's any local information or local market knowledge that you can share, you can add that to the knowledge base, and the chatbot will be sure to utilize it as and when appropriate. Then the final one is think about integrations. So integrations with your CRM, integrations with any calendaring solution provider or email solution provider. All these things are possible, and you'd want to be thinking about using tools like Zapier or Make. These tools are there to act as an adapter between your chatbot and other third-party solutions. So within real estate, there are three key areas that chatbots would be beneficial. First is qualifying your leads. So they would ask targeted questions, and those questions are there to identify who's a serious buyer or seller and who isn't, or people who need further nurturing. Second is you can use a chatbot to schedule appointments. So you allow users to schedule their own appointments, or the chatbot can ask the user when they would like to do a viewing or do a showing, and then it would figure out the date and then book everything within everyone's calendar. And then the final one is interaction with your clients. Just keep them engaged regardless of the time they find or discover your website or your app. Other chatbot applications you may want to consider are property tours, virtual tours. So think of this journey. A client approaches your website, initiates and engages your chatbot. They then identify a property that client is interested in. So rather than push them straight to booking appointments, you could set them up to have a virtual tour of that property they're interested in. So you provide that link to them within the chat console. They click the link, they have a look, do the virtual tour, and then come back and either book an appointment or say they're not interested. So either way, it's a win for you, because you've either removed a potential client from booking an appointment for a property they wouldn't be interested in anyway, or you've consolidated a potential buyer for your property. Now, at that point, you could decide within the conversational design that client should be presented with other properties, or you take more details and send them more options for what they want. So the next one is, if you integrate or partner with mortgage brokers or mortgage companies, you might want to start the process of pre-qualifying your client from your website. And if a client agrees to go through that process, that puts you at an advantage, because then you know what their affordability is, and you can present them with properties that will match that their specific criteria. And then for those who have property management within their businesses, the chatbot can also branch off depending on how you've designed the chatbot's conversation. You can present the rental properties you have on offer, or you can solve any problems they have. So if somebody approaches your website and tries to report an issue, you can also design your chatbots to handle those situations. So with regards to implementation, we've presented to you the options you have. So for your chatbot software, you can use VoiceFlow, ManyChat, BotPress, and for integration with third-party solutions, you can use Zapier or Make. So those are really the tools you need in order to have something that's working and can serve your clients. You can also set up your chatbot to communicate with large language models like ChatGPT, so that if your client asks any questions that are not answerable by the knowledge base you have, you can then send them to ChatGPT. When I say send those questions to ChatGPT, the response comes back, and then you present the response to them. So your client isn't leaving your website or your app to visit somewhere else and then return. Everything happens behind the scenes. So this is possible, and this can be implemented, and we have implemented it in the past. If you do think you need an AI partner or an AI solution provider, reach out to autore.ai. We specialize specifically in the real estate industry, and we're all about providing chatbot solutions, AI solutions, and automation solutions to real estate professionals. So in conclusion, today we've looked at how chatbots can revolutionize your lead generation and client interaction. We've explored popular chatbot building platforms and presented to you the ones that provide a free plan, or where you can experiment for free, and introduced autore.ai as your one-stop shop for custom chatbot development. So partner with autore.ai. They're all about automating real estate using AI. Create chatbots, knowledge bases, GPTs, and anything that you want to engage autore in order to understand what you'd want for your business. You can also reach out to us on our website, so that autore.ai, or send us an email, ua@autore.ai, and request to join our waitlist for our AI audit for your business. So until next time, thank you for joining us today, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.